let's get busy. Hey y'all, welcome to TNT Homestead. This is Terry. We are in the garden today, and it is early November, and it's time to get some garlic planted. I just was out here checking on the garden. Earlier this, a few weeks ago, I came through and ripped out all the tomato plants. Ooh, I can't see that sun. I ripped out all the tomato plants and got a lot of the stuff cleaned up. I still have some pepper plants that I need to clean up. They're behind me. And of course, as you can see right there, was a strawberry bed that is nothing but weeds. So I'm gonna have to, I started weeding that, and it's gonna need some more work. It's not pretty. It's very embarrassing, actually. So anyway, that's what's going on. I do have several, hold on a second here. I do have several red jalapenos that I need to get picked, taken inside. If you can see it through all the grass. I got a few bell peppers, but I don't think there's very many. I'm not even sure where I got the seeds from, but it wasn't a very good bell pepper. So I'm gonna pick a better bell pepper this year for planting next year. But it's garlic time. So we need to get the garlic prepped and ready to put in the garden, and then just get it planted. That way it's got some time to start off here at the end of the year, and before full-on winter gets here, and then we can have some delicious garlic come early summer. All right, so I don't know if you remember, if you saw the previous videos or not, but at the end of the season, I took the biggest heads of garlic that we had and put them in a bag and hung them up for my seed garlic. And that's one of the wonderful things I like about garlic, is once you get some garlic, especially if you get some garlic that you like, save some, plant it. You'll get, each clove becomes a head of garlic. And then you can take that head, save your biggest heads that you've got, and you can plant those in the fall or early spring and have more garlic. I like planting them in the fall. It lets them grow longer, and you end up with bigger cloves, and bigger cloves give you bigger heads. At the moment, all you have to do is just, you take them, let's see if I can do this pretty quick. All you have to do is just break out the cloves. And it's not hard. Well, any harder than getting a normal clove out of, goodness gracious, maybe it is hard. There we go. Usually it's getting that first one in. And you just get your clove, you drop it in a container, and again, what you're looking for is your largest cloves. Any cloves that you think are too small and you don't want to plant, you can toss into some scrambled eggs or some ground beef or some spaghetti sauce. There's a trick for you. You want to take a little simple meal that you've got going, just like canned spaghetti sauce, and put some, add some fresh garlic, add some fresh herbs, or even some store-bought herbs to something, and it's amazing how different everything tastes. And again, all we're doing is breaking up these heads of garlic just to plant them. You're not going to want to see me do these several heads of garlic, but that's all I'm going to do, is just continue to break these apart, drop them into the container, and then here in a few minutes we'll go out to the garden and get things planted. Planting garlic is really simple, and it's definitely worth your time. So let me get this, and I'll get back to you shortly. here you go. The garlic's all broken down into its separate cloves, and it's time to get this in the garden and get this garlic harvest started. Alright, so we're out here at the garden, and hopefully you can hear me. It's a little windy, but hopefully the mic will pick me up just fine. All I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take my cloves of garlic, and then I try to space them out about 6 inches apart, which is about the width of my hand. You want plenty of room. You want plenty of room for them to grow into nice, good sized heads of garlic. One thing I don't think I talked about, let me get here and show you, is right here on this head of garlic. You've got the point part, and then you got the base part. And this came from the root. And that's how you're going to want to plant it into the garden. At the moment, all I'm doing is trying to get these spaced out. That may actually be a little too far apart, because I want as much garlic as I can get. Some of these I eat. Okay, a lot of these we eat, and a lot of these we sell. And so the more I can get in here, the more I have to eat, the more I have to sell, and the happier I am. And this is pretty much it. I'll come back through here in a little bit and put them all the way in. But I'm trying to keep them all together at one end. I suspect this whole bed I'll be able to put garlic in, but just in case I don't have enough heads, I don't want to like space it strangely. So I'm going to start at this end and work that way. So let me get to that. All right, the garlic is spaced out. I have 6 rows by 15, I believe. I know I've got 90 cloves of garlic ready to just get buried and give it a little drink of water. And come June-ish, probably, we'll have garlic. I know I had a really good garlic harvesting and curing video earlier this year, and I'll put a link to that video on this. But yeah, I love garlic. It is one of my favorite foods. I like to put it in all sorts of stuff. Anyway, let me get these buried, and I'll be back in a minute. One thing I thought I'd show you real quick is how I actually plant my garlic. My soil's pretty soft, but it's not always the softest stuff you see in the world. What I like to do, let me start here, and then I'll just do a few more. I'll take my thumb, stick it in the ground, drop the garlic clove where my thumb just left. That way, I'm getting it about the right depth, and I'm not damaging, like that was a little hard to get in. It'll be fine as it grows, but I want to make, oof. Goodness gracious. I'd worked the bed a little bit, there we go. I had some spinach planted in this area of the bed earlier this year. But at this point, all I end up doing is covering it up. We'll throw some water on it and we'll call it good. I've got 2 more rows of garlic there to get planted, so I'm going to get on that. All right, I've got all the garlic planted, I got it covered up. The only thing I have done, and I've never done this before, is I went ahead I had one piece of concrete wire that I put over the top, but what I ended up doing on this side is I put a couple of old tomato cages down on the side. I've currently got the garden open so the chickens can come in here. I'm letting them look for bugs, I'm letting them look for seed. I'm just sort of using the chickens to clean up. But I don't want them digging through this bed. So I'll keep an eye on it, and if it looks like they're digging through this bed, I may do something else, or I may just go ahead and close up the garden for the year so the chickens can't get in here. I'd like to let them continue to stay in here until I plant more out here, but right now the only bed I really care about is the garlic. So anyway, that's it. Planting garlic is easy, and after your initial investment in garlic, which isn't the cheapest depending on where you get it, it is extremely cheap to just keep propagating that garlic year after year. You get a harvest and you get seed, and there's not much better than that. So anyway, it is time to go continue working on other chores. The end of the year is always a busy time. It is hunting season, so I've been doing a lot of hunting, and just time changes this weekend, so daylight is about to drop drastically, so at least when there's times for me to work. So I need to get more on some chores that I need to get done, finish getting things ready for winter, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.